Hi, my name is Jason. Welcome back to Fireball Tool. I want to give you guys a quick fun little demo of how I use these squares and some of the cool weld joints that I use with them. So let's come on in real close. So we're going to use the mega square here, which I call a large mega square. And if you guys ever had two pieces of material that we have to square up, not only do we have to worry about angles, but we have our twist and we have elevations. Well, it's cool working on the welding table, we get our elevations, but working with flat bar, as you can see, we can put them in a corner. We can throw a clamp on them real fast. And what we have is weld inside and outside of the joint. Or we can roll them over to this offset. It really gives you a clean line of sight to weld all the way up that corner. So as you can see here, we have different length offsets around the square. So for instance, if we wanted to make a T-joint, still get in here and weld. If we have a shorter piece, we can roll it over to a different offset. You can see that. You can still get in here and weld, and you can float this over the edge without having to worry about squaring it up. So we just put these tabs on this mega square. As you can see, I just bolted them on with these little bolts right here, but what these really do is give me the third locating edge that I really want. So really now we don't even need the welding table at all. We could be in the field, we could be anywhere. And what this allows me to do is now indicate right up to the edge, and I can put a clamp on it. Okay, so then I know this part is not twisted. Now we can build in the field wherever we want. You can adjust, you can slide, you can move, and do your thing. You're not relying on the weld cuts. Let's take a round tube for instance. This is always pretty difficult to get trued up perpendicular to a plate. So the old process was to square it, hit it with a tack, push it over, hit it with another tack, tap, 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 work your way around, maybe use a spacer plate to get around. It just becomes way time consuming. It takes 2 minutes to set this joint all up. Now what you have is your perpendicular to the table surface. You know you're not left, right, back, forth, and you can clamp that to the table. You can slide this around on your layout wherever you want. Clamp, hold, weld. Not only are they great for locating material to the square, but also the square to a reference surface, just like this table or these plates, okay? So what I like to do is just put them on, and now I can indicate 90. I can slide it up and down reference surfaces like this. And so that comes in handy keeping that parallelism and perpendicular to the table. The radius on the back side of here has been laser cut, so they're pretty accurate. But we can also use this radius to indicate off of. So we'll use it like a hook. We're gonna hook it. And it doesn't matter where these are positioned. You see I have them skewed at an angle. But what I like about it is now I can hook it. Hook it, and maybe this is a piece of angle iron. I can clamp the square to the angle iron, and I know that the surfaces are now square and parallel. So this works wonderful on the monster square. You could use the tabs. You could index it like a speed square. You can clamp it, bam, just like that, and you can weld, and off you go. These holes inside are made and designed for these locking pliers. As you can see, they fit clear through all the way to the bottom. And what that's used for is, let's say you have something small to clamp to, maybe this tube, okay? Well, now I can reach through the body of the square and now clamp it. All right, a couple other things to keep in mind too is, while these things are pretty powerful by themselves, when you start combining the squares, that's when you really start seeing some versatility come out of them. So I have two monster squares here. By putting the two hypotenuse of these triangles together, you can see I can create almost a jack, and I use that to separate two pieces of material at different widths apart. So I can just pull my tape measure, set this to, let's just say 12 inches. I click the clamp in here, right? Now I know that's set at 12 inches, and now I can use that as a reference, and off you go. With the monster square here, we can stack, we can have even bigger offsets. This surface is now parallel to this surface, so we can stack parts. We can go longer, taller, bigger, more reach. By combining 3 or 4 of them together, we can get this gigantic square. So now we can put our material in through here and weld, right? But let's just say it'll look something like that, right? That's a big 90 square. What happens if we wanted more accessibility in the corner? Maybe we want to put a gusset or something in here. Well, we just physically flip it over and off it goes. We can get that same clampability, but all this corner area is open. And we can make whatever we want with them. We can stack parts, make offsets, use your imagination. Go to fireballtool.com for more specs and information on each one of these squares, and I'll catch you on the next one.